call me old man Wade.
Damn you, old man!
Wait.
Old ass man.
Shut up, old man. You smell like fart.
No, man!
Old man.
He's so old, he got a podcast on cassette.
Fuck, you're old.
Damn it, Wade.
Cool. Because at the time I didn't have any. So, I do now, but yeah.
You do that with the kids, or you talking about?
And I won't tell her the password for it.
See, that's your child. You won't let her explore and learn online?
Because all my internet, all my Wi-Fi names are weird, and all my password names are weird. And so then it's weird trying to explain to my daughter why I have a Wi-Fi named, like, Scrawny Clown Snatch, which I do.
What?
And my main one for my house is DK's Drip Drip Palace.
Yo, you know what? No more questions. I ain't.
What's your password? Futanari69?
I literally almost want to tell you what it is just because it's funny.
Like, Mommy, what's a rectal prolapse and why is that?
Essentially, my password is a joke from that movie, Get Him to the Greek.
Get him to.
Well, it's a phrase from Get Him to the Greek, really.
Oh,
but yeah.
With Sean Combs.
Yeah. Oh, man, I loved him in that movie. That was hilarious.
Man.
He's like, I'm fucking your mind. I'm like, okay.
No comments.
I'm scared.
No,
I also have that soundtrack in my Spotify.
Get him to the Greek.
Yeah. Like, I have the Infant Sorrow album in my Spotify playlist.
Did I see an album for that?
Yes.
Oh, of course there is.
Yep.
If I didn't have such a disdain for Russell Brand.
I don't know. Something about him does not bother me.
Well,
so
yeah, he's a handsome English dude. He got that accent.
It's not that. It's really not that. I actually don't think he's that attractive. But I don't know. He amuses me though. In the character Adolphus Snow, definitely.
Oh yeah, I love him in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Mm-hmm, that's my movie. It still is. And oh my god, why didn't Jason Segel ever make that puppet play?
Yeah, that does kind of make me sad.
Puppet play?
It's getting kind of hard to believe things are going to get better.
I don't know what y'all been smoking, but
Nothing.
I'm me out.
But I will tell you this though, I am going to eat an edible tonight. Yo, I made the mistake of eating an edible and watching Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, was that real fun?
Huh?
Was that real fun?
Yo,
Did Robbie Malek's teeth start talking to you
have you seen the movie? Have you seen the movie?
No, but I know a lot about Queen, so go for it.
No, that's not that. If you never seen the movie, I'm gonna ruin this.
I don't care.
I've seen it.
I'm sitting there on the couch giggling because he sounds like a combination of Forrest Gump and Bane.
I can understand that.
And I'm sitting there like, I'm high as hell, like leaned up on the couch, going, like just giggling to myself.
I mean, sometimes it's just funny.
I did, however, buy a bunch of episodes of Aqua Teen Hunger Force to eat an edible too, so I'm gonna have to get up and actually keep changing the disc.
What I want to know is, with that show, do you really need an edible for it to seem like extra?
No.
Okay, no, you're right.
I mean, it really, doing that kind of thing really does elevate shows like Gravity Falls and Adventure Time, too, because all the colors.
The colors, man.
So, well, honestly, Adventure Time, because weird shit happens anyway, so sometimes I wonder if I was already high when I was watching it. I'm like, what? Like, when you first meet the Magic Man, I was like, whoa, what? Did he just turn a bird inside out? Okay.
You know, I've seen maybe 2 episodes of Adventure Time.
The Magic Man is an asshole.
Nah, Adventure Time was the shit. Adventure Time was
cool.
It's
the
weird,
problem with Adventure
but...
Time is it's the story's too deep, but the only way you can process it is with that whack ass animation. So when I'm serious, man, it's deep and dark.
It's the Cal art style.
I like the show when I've seen a bunch of clips and it cracks me up. Like bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes.
Wow. Put the bacon in, put it in the pancake.
Bacon pancakes.
Oh, there's so many
Someone
great
remixed
songs.
that to New York with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect.
Show hasn't started yet, brother. Relax.
Okay. It is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, there's so many good songs from the show.
My shit is regular show. I've seen everything except the last 2 seasons.
Now I've only seen 2 episodes of the regular show.
Nah, regular show's the shit. Let me tell you about regular show.
Why?
The episode to get you into regular show. Because I saw the commercials, I'm like, this looks stupid as hell.
I didn't think it was stupid. That's the fun thing.
It's called Cool Bikes. The whole episode is it's about these cats that work and these cats. It's about the animals that work in a park.
Yeah, because it's like a blue jay and something.
Yeah, a blue jay and a raccoon.
Yes.
And their boss is a gumball machine. How
That
the
I
show
know.
started is about an animated short about these two guys working in a convenience store. They get bored, so they take LSD at work.
See, I think I saw
I'm dead
that
serious.
because
I
I
am
watch a
dead
lot
serious.
of Cartoon Network's shorts that they put, and like if you like cartoon shorts, by the way,
Who doesn't, Shayna?
totally like if you don't watch Cartoon Federator, watch Cartoon Federator because they put out shorts all the time.
Yeah,
And Cartoon Federator is like the same people who made shows like Regular Show, what you call it. There's so many shows. Thank you.
Yo, all
they're
those
like
dudes came from like the same. Yeah, they were
Well, they
all
all
like,
went to Cal Arts.
yeah, and they all like friends to the point where like their inside joke is they have the same characters show up in like the background of one episode of each show.
I have seen that, and it's pretty damn funny.
Yeah, and a certain classroom number also pops up
Oh,
all
I
over
don't know
the
about
place.
the classroom number. What's this?
Yeah. What was the number?
I'm not sure.
Because all these people went to Cal Arts, so like they went to I think it was like Animation 101 or something like that, and the whatever the number for that, it pops up in like license plate numbers, page numbers, just whatever random number might show up in the screen or in the storyline.
Oh,
It's a background thing because they do the same thing in Pixar.
Is this real or is this like that Simpsons gag where they said you got to look for like the smoke and a gunshot on one episode?
No,
to
it's
find, like,
no. You don't have to actually look for it, but it's kind of like Psych with the pineapple. It's there. It's not.
Oh, that's
It's not like key to the story or anything. It's just there for the sake of it.
All
It's
right.
for the animators, like it's a joke for them.
okay. Well, in Adventure Time and Gravity Falls and a regular show, the dude is like this. It's this random guy that they knew that they animated in the show. You think it's like, oh, some weird character because they got talking gumballs and shit. No, it's this one dude. He's got like blonde curly hair, and I think in one episode of Regular Show they like threw him out of a plane. In Gravity Falls, like Grunkle Stan's trying to cheat him, and he falls down like a bottomless pit or something.
I mean,
they do him like Aeon Flux.
What you call
They
it?
keep killing this random dude.
Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty have a random tiny crossovers.
Gravity Falls,
Like
stop.
yeah,
Well, that should be surprising.
there's there's an episode where a portal opens up and
Which show?
both of them.
Yeah.
Because what goes through the portal on one show comes out on the other.
Isn't that some shit? All right, I'm
It
with
was
that.
It was like a mug and shit that went through the portal, but it came out on the other show.
I'm actually Googling it now. So funny you say that. I was I see it now. I was watching. I started and finished Invincible.
Oh, the book.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! It might be the best comic book I've ever read in my life.
Yes, it's brilliant.
Have you finished it?
I have not finished it, dude. I have had the last like 6 issues in my bathroom, and I have not had to take shit long enough to sit there and go through them all.
You know
But
what?
it's
When
just-
when those kind of moments happen, I will literally just stay in my bathroom. I won't get up.
I've
I'm
done
done. I'm just.
Well, you can't
My
get up at
husband
some
does that
point. You
too.
get
It's
into the
really
story and
annoying.
your legs are all numb.
All my comic book apps are right here, and I sit there like if I
I
get a new
need to get
comic
new
book.
ones.
I got physical copies on board.
Cause see, I only
I have
have
space.
manga
I wish I
apps
could
right
make-
now.
Okay, my thing is I got a nice big apartment that is like
So do I.
it's 2 bedrooms, one that I
Me
don't
too.
use. It's all storage.
There's all
I got, and it's not intentional. I was just a lazy fuck when I moved in.
So you
and
just
still have
shoved
stuff.
everything in the other room.
I've lived there for just over 10 years, just under 10 years.
You still have
and
boxes, don't you?
I still have boxes.
I'm mad.
I'm not proud of it, but it's just like, where
It's
am I
like
gonna?
we should just have a party. Everybody go to Pat's house and go through those boxes that he
Yo,
doesn't. That have
every
been
now
there
and
for
then.
10 years.
One by one,
So there must be interesting shit in there that he's forgot all
We should
about.
start taking stuff and leave him a note going, hey, when you finally go through your box, I have, and then leave a note of what you have there.
I'm like,
It'll be like the joke. Topher Grace told about Paul Rudd. Did you hear that like recently? Apparently Paul Rudd left some granny porn in his house. and he didn't know until like years later when he brought his new girlfriend over and then she found it and then he's like, did I fuck?
And so then Paul Rudd's like, no, I left their
And
house.
he didn't find out for like another year. Because Paul Rudd's wife said, hey, did you ever find that joke we left you? And he's like,
oh, it was a joke.
And the wife was
Okay.
in on it?
Okay, good for him. Good for him. That's dedication and elaborate. Because I'm like, who just randomly brings porn to your boy's house? Like,
On
yo,
purpose.
take it. I know we came to like catch the game, but before we do, I'm gonna duck in your bathroom real quick for like 14 minutes.
I mean, I used to trade porn with my friends all the time.
No, trade porn is one
That's
thing.
one thing.
It's not like he was just
Just
bringing it over
leaving
there
it
for
over.
recreation and forgot it. I'm like, come on, man. That's,
Well, no, they purposely left him granny porn as a joke, but it's just like. I just love that he did because apparently what happened is that his cleaning lady found it and then she hid it under some towels in the guest room.
You know what? That's a good cleaning lady.
She was like, "Oh my!"
That's a cleaning lady that's earned her tip. It's like
You know, she
not
walked
let the
up to
boss
him.
man be embarrassed.
You know, she walked up to him and was
that
like, "I expect a Christmas bonus. You know why?" And he was like, "Like, okay."
It's Topher Grace. Was like, did she find the cocaine? Did she see the blood leaking out? Cocaine. I cleaned it all up.
I had one of the reasons just because if I don't say this out loud, it's gonna fuck me up.
Uh-huh.
I used to have the apartment I used to live at in Hyde Park. Yeah. We had an all season deck, so I used to keep all my comic books in there. Got over 10,000 comic books.
Oh my lord!
So in the last minute, my landlord had told us we had to move. I got rid of, threw away, sold 10 or 12 trash bags worth of comic books.
Oh my.
Come on, man. Trash bags, bro. Where's the respect?
I buy them to read. Like the stuff that
I
they're
get
like
that,
worth,
but-
like the stuff that like have like sentimental value to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're bagged and board. They're like, you know what I mean? I keep them, like stuff
Give
like
them the
that.
good boxes.
I cannot wait to buy a fucking house so I can restart all that. Like, some of the stuff I'm beyond pissed off that I have to
He's gonna have
might be
special
worth
made
the-
shelves. You just know it.
You know what? You don't think any like, you know, like paper comic fan hasn't looked into that. I've looked into like unique ways of storing comics with like shelves, little hanging tree things.
Yeah.
The best I found was actually still long boxes, but there was this company that was making them not out of cardboard, but out of like plastic. And they had them with drawers instead of just like, do the thing.
Yeah.
So you could have drawers with like a little slip thing. You could mark like what's in here, keep them like a library, and have the plastic drawers that are set up like long boxes, and you could stack them. The problem is, a long box is like, a short box is $5, a long box is $10. These joints are like $50 per joint. I'm like, because there's engineering involved and it's plastic, but still, these are like storing the comics. I've got enough money invested in just the material. I don't know what you think I'm made of, like, you know, how many ducats I'm throwing out for storage purposes. It'd be nice.
The comic book shop I go to, Comicopia down the street, I'm pretty sure they still sell long boxes.
I'll be
My
fair.
place
I
kinda
stopped
get
buying.
about a dozen there. Just
I think I stopped buying comics when I started getting into like graphic novels, just because comics I read too fast. Like I read fairly quickly, and I've always been able to read pretty well. By the time I was like in 5th grade, I read on a college level. So reading a comic book is like it's done now.
Well, you're not savoring the artwork.
I
You're
am,
not
but
taking
how long can you stare at the same page when
kidding
you're
me?
like
I can
10?
bring up some pictures. Matter of fact, I'll give you one. Something really simple.
Yeah, you find.
I'm
you
also
find the nice
I also have
My background.
I
It's really
also-
simple, but it's really fucking.
no,
nice.
it's nice.
That's a nice ass
But
background. Yeah.
like, how long literally can you stare at the same picture without any new information coming to you?
This is about somebody who doesn't understand.
I can't.
Who doesn't understand the nuances
I
of like
can't.
the lettering.
But I'm also a weirdo though. So a lot of stuff like now that like I write a lot. So now not only am I reading it, I'm studying it as well.
See,
So
that's the thing. I have dyslexia and ADD. So my attention span ain't exactly the longest. So
He's like, pounding them out like that.
yeah, so like something really has to engage me to keep me staring at it. Like even at home, like a lot of times I'm watching TV while listening to music, while writing, and doing a whole bunch of, because my mind can process that much, but to just focus on one thing is really hard. So
Wait,
yeah,
so
having
my question
comments
now-
being short were problematic for me, because then okay, now I'm done. What next?
God, I wish I would have brought my laptop. I could have been recording this as an episode.
I'll send you the file, brother.
Oh,
It'll be a joint show effort. What I want to know is then how come every time we review a book on this show, you like, well, I don't have a comic reader app. I'm like, that would solve your problem.
Because
right
I don't
there.
read a lot. I'll be fair, I don't read a lot of English comics anymore.
You don't have to. I've got links to French comics, to Japanese
You've
comics.
You've never offered me
even non-porn
any
Japanese comics. I'll send them your way.
I mean, yeah, I read those too. That's the point.
It's like you have no idea. Like the backlog I've accrued. There's a reason I do this show, not because I enjoy speaking to
like, yeah,
people.
no, I have readers
I've got problems, and this is how I work them out.
Like, I have readers for the manga I consume because I kind of have to, but also for them, I can access those for free.
We have a personal relationship with Viz. I could have been hooking you up years ago. You never said anything.
Multiple times. I told you when we talk about
Viz,
comics.
by the way,
I have told you.
Press. Get on that.
Viz?
Viz comics.
Viz Media.
Yeah.
I need to get into manga and like all that stuff. I just started getting into like independent comic books, and I'm in love with the stuff I've been reading recently, man. Mm-hmm. Like absolutely. Like I just finished Lock and Key. I started it on Monday, and I finished it yesterday. I've only been reading it at work. And this is in between work and in between like my writing, and it was. I've never seen a comic book that's like, it's so quick. It was like, this is the start, this is the end, we're done. I think it was like maybe 6 issues. I think there's some side stuff in between it, but I was like, yo, this is great. Get in, get out, and like the artwork perfectly fit the story, but because they're independent, or it's like I think it's like IDW or something like that. And same
IDW could do some good stuff. Only is when you want those like real quick whacked out stories. Yeah,
and I was like, all right, cool. And it was like, so I'm getting into this idea of like all these non-Marvel, non-DC comic books now because they don't have to. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they ain't got a movie to sell. They ain't got toys to market.
I'm gonna lie, I missed Dark Horse before it got absorbed.
Dark Horse never really had books that like move me.
I like Dark Horse
every now and
then because they had like.
They do The Boys. I think Danger. Maybe it was Danger Comics.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, they just had a couple. Their best comics were all absorbed into, I think, Marvel. Right? Is that who bought them?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm sorry.
But yeah, all their good stuff
got was an offshoot. You gotta be careful with that too. Some of them they seem like indie labels. They're actually offshoots of the bigger ones. Like Wildstorm was DC. You know.
And the comic house that say like Static Shock came from. Now they weren't an offshoot, but DC did buy them.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Milestone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milestone was one of the first, I think maybe the first, black independently.
That's where DC got all their black characters from.
Not just like a couple of books.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, Icon, Rocket, Static Shock.
Those were all from Milestone. DC Milestone. Bought them. Because DC, of all the comic book houses, DC is the whitest.
She's not wrong.
You know what's funny and it's funny, like one of their more popular books now has been Naomi. People are like, and it's a damn, have you seen the artwork for Naomi? I will show you. Naomi is written by Brian Michael Bendis, and I can never remember the other gentleman's name. Something F. Walker.
F. Murray Abraham. That was the dude. So. Okay, hold on. No, you never finished your story about Queen and the edibles. Well, what happened?
I giggled for 2.5 hours while my wife sat and loved the movie. And I enjoyed what I saw, but I was too busy giggling.
I don't think I'll like it. That's my problem. That's why I haven't seen it. I don't think I'll like it.
It's a lot of critics have been hating on it, while a lot of folks who just want, go to movies have given it great reviews, and I can see that. I can see why, and I'll split the difference. If you're a fan of Queen music, like really a fan, you'll love it because it's pretty much all about the music. The music with a second tier story about Freddie Mercury. The rest of the band, they're in there as like supporting characters for Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury is in there as a supporting character to the music. So anytime this big song came out because this is where Freddie Mercury was. This big song came out because this is what Freddie Mercury was smoking at the time. This big song comes out because this is what Freddie Mercury was struggling with. This big song comes out because Freddie Mercury was,
I don't think that's
broken up with
really.
his partner,
I think that's my issue. I don't think that's the story I want.
Well,
and I think that, like, I'm a huge Freddie Mercury fan. Like, I've been listening to Queen since I was in diapers. Like, my mom's a big fan. Like, she was definitely one of those people who stayed up to watch Live Aid play on TV. Oh, okay. Like, she was a huge Queen fan. She still is a huge Queen fan. But the thing is,
up right now. She's all about.
Well, no, because you know what it is. She was, but truly to her heart, she was a Freddie Mercury fan, right. And so the rest of the band, without him, I held less interest for him because Freddie was the show.
Well, to be fair, they're just some curly-haired white dudes without Freddie Mercury.
That's a wig.
You know what's funny about this is,
well, I mean, the real dudes, at least.
No. That's a wig.
All of them?
Brian, are you talking about Brian May with all his curly hair?
Hey, man, what's his name with the...
That's not his hair.
With the Jufro going on.
Yeah, that's not his hair.
Neither of them? Who gets a Jufro wig? Come on now, that's that.
He's legit been rocking the same hairstyle for 40 years. Nobody has thought this is strange.
Well, I'm not gonna hate on the man. Let him appreciate his look. Phil Collins, embraced the
I just don't believe that's
and
his
see
hair.
What happened to him?
I think he probably started losing his hair, and that's fine. Whatever. Freddie didn't live long enough to have that kind of issue. So, but also, there's also a lot of things in that movie that are incorrect as far as what actually happened in real life.
Yeah, I do a lot of like if I see something, I go back and I'll look it up. And I remember both of you guys. I'm not sure if it was you or you, but I know you said something. I'm not sure if you said something as well about how it was Baron
von Munchausen.
What's the guy's name? Borat.
Von Struck.
Oh, Borat. The dude played. Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen. And you, I think one of you guys said that he wanted to play.
He did.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make it like a lot darker, like as in like the Freddie Mercury actual story.
Yeah, he wanted to do he wanted to show all the crazy shit that like.
And you can see, like, if you watch the movie, you can see how they toned it down.
Yes,
for the masses. And it was kind of like, I get it, I dig it, but I want to see the actual Freddie Mercury story.
That's the thing, though. This movie was Bohemian Rhapsody. I want to see the Queen movie.
But I don't really
the Queen movie. Yeah. Call it something like Mercury if you're gonna do the Freddie Mercury story.
Yeah. But if you're gonna do Freddie's story, then Freddie's story should have been a hard R. Because Freddie was wild.
I don't think that's what this was. And
but that's the thing. That was the issue between Sacha Baron Cohen and Queen itself, because they were concerned about tarnishing the image of the band.
Well, I mean, are you kidding me? Like, we have the internet now. Everybody knows how much of a freak he was.
Like, but he was awesome in his freakdom. Like,
yes, especially like now.
He was obsessed with cats at the end.
Like right now, like this is the perfect time for people to learn who Freddie Mercury was.
I mean, all the fabulous facets of himself, like, because he kept a lot from his fans because he was concerned about people accepting him.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
And like a lot of people are saying that the real storyline of Bohemian Rhapsody, the song, is Freddie dealing with the fact he's gay. And that's really what that song's about. I
can see that. Like, especially the first line, "Mama, I just killed a man," is probably talking about
himself.
Yeah, like, I'm like I'm not the boy you thought I was. That person's dead. I got to leave it all behind and face the truth of who I am. That makes perfect sense to me. God, every time I hear that song, I love it more and more.
No, that song was a masterpiece. Like, it was his it was like his magnum opus, and it shows. They also couldn't perform it live for like 10 years because it took him that long to figure out how to do it.
How to perform it live?
Yeah.
I got a good one for you. I've had this conversation on the subject of music. I've had this conversation with a few people. If the aliens came down and said, "I want you to play us one song that you think will stop us from obliterating this planet, one piece of work, music, that you think is like the perfect song."
Oh, I don't know. That's hard.
The perfect song?
The perfect song?
Or the one to really convey a message.
The perfect song.
Doing the Butt by EU.
I kind of would do Under Pressure.
Ain't No Mountain Higher.
That's not bad.
If not that, then I go Pharoah Monch and Jill Scott, Still Standing.
Oh, that's not bad.
My secondary.
Hold on. If I may.
Go for it.
I don't mean to cut you off, but if we're going to go that route, there's a song by Rob DeGuay called Left Me for Dead. And the whole thing is, you thought you killed me, but I'm coming for you. And I'm just like, that's what I'm playing for. It's like, send a little message like, it's a good song, but also listen to the words. Give me funny ideas.
Oh, what you thought I forgot?
You know what? Exactly. What you call it? Then I would also like to add Fat Bottom Girls into the race.
That's not bad.
No.
That's not bad.
I remember the first time I heard that song. Like, it was funny. Like, I was at a former friend's house, and they were just playing songs. I'm like, and they just kept playing Queen. And I was like, oh, I know the song. And I kept saying, I know the song, I know the song, I know the song, I know the song, but I didn't know it was Queen. And I'm like, who is this? They're like, my wife looks at, my girlfriend at the time, who's not my wife, she was like, it's Queen. I was like, We Will Rock You is Queen?
I know. You know what? Funny enough, because I consume a lot of YouTube.
Wait, you? Nah.
Shut up.
I never would have guessed.
Right. So I even briefly had a channel. It didn't work out. I won't tell you what it was called, so you won't look for it.
How you gonna dangle that carrot out there? Just like,
hey, Old Man Wade fans, Find her page.
It doesn't have my picture, so go for it.
We know the voice.
It was called The Geek and the Scribe. Like, it was me and my sister talking about geek stuff.
Oh, wait. I've heard.
Yeah, I told you about it. It was just us playing around, and we stopped doing it, but...
I need a Little Baby Sheena and Little Baby London.
The Geek and the what?
The Geek and the Scribe.
That's what I thought you said.
You can guess what she is.
Geek. I mean, funny enough, both me and my sister are right. Although she does it professionally and I don't.
Hey, there you are. 2016, Little Dreads.
All right,
yeah, my hair was shorter though.
Finish the story though. What's up?
Wait, where was I?
You were talking about you had a channel, you and your sister.
Yeah,
you
that
were
was
inspired back in the day, and then fame hit you.
No, nothing. No. Oh, because after around the time Bohemian Rhapsody came out, I just kept finding all these reaction channels reacting to like rock music. Like Black Dude reacts to rock music, hip hop head reacts to rock music, just that kind of stuff. And so many people started reacting to Queen music and realizing they had been hearing Queen music their whole lives and didn't know who sang the songs. Yeah. Songs like We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions and Don't Stop Me Now. And like, there's so many. Pressure. Yeah, Under Pressure. Did you know that Queen and David Bowie didn't actually get along during that recording session?
I did not know that.
No, they didn't.
Okay, no, because all I hear about that era is David Bowie was representing for like, why doesn't MTV play more black music? And I'm like, yes. And then he's doing videos with Mick Jagger and like, they were lovers, right? And I'm like, okay.
I wouldn't.
So I didn't hear anything about him and Queen having beef.
Honestly, I want to. Part of me would want to say that I would want to believe that David Bowie could do better.
The Mick Jagger.
Yeah. I never understood why anybody wanted to have sex with Mick Jagger. Like, he's weird looking.
No, my thing is though, I can get that because in the 60s, when like mainstream,
he always looked weird.
America,
did you see what he looked like back
suburban
then?
America found a white dude with lips like a brother.
He's not attractive. He's not attractive on any level.
It's funny because the Rolling Stone. A lot of the reason why the Rolling Stones even came to America, like they were huge fans of like Muddy Waters.
What?
Yeah, like they loved black rock and roll music because there was like a whole, yeah, exactly. Well, there was once Elvis became popular, there was a distinction made after that.
Yeah, oh my God. Have you guys seen, Get On Up?
The James Brown movie?
I did not.
Can I say, why has Chadwick Boseman played like every famous black man lately?
I love him. I'm okay.
Like, I haven't seen Thurgood. I'm renting Thurgood tonight. I need to watch it.
But I'm just saying, there are other male black actors. Perhaps they should all get some work playing historical figures. I'm just saying Chadwick Boseman has played all of them lately.
Movies now.
Yeah, movies that got very little promotion.
I'm sure they didn't cast him to play one of the women in Hidden Figures.
They could have. They really could have. Like, I think
that's how they got to know Monet Chadwick Boseman turned it down.
I wouldn't even be surprised. Like, between Chadwick Boseman,
he put down a serious performance.
It's gonna either be Chadwick Boseman or Mahershala Ali. Like that's, and I like them both. They're both very good actors. No Tina shade.
So now Michael B. Jordan's like, come on, man.
I'll say it.
I'm gonna
say it.
We all love Michael B.
They're safe.
You think they're safe?
I think that's what it is. I think they're safe.
But then who's out there that's not safe?
No, I think that they could be. It's not so much that they're safe. They're safe in the sense that they're really good actors. No matter what you give them, they're gonna pull a decent performance out.
I'm thinking they're safe towards like.
But it's
white
the
America,
stories.
Racist white America, they're safe.
No, I think it's the stories that are being chosen that's safe. It's like. Yeah, I'm gonna be annoyed about this all year, I realize, but the Green Book winning Best Picture.
The Green Book.
That was that book about. That was the book. That was the movie
Mahershala
about.
Ali?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with Viggo Mortensen.
The safe places for black folks to travel in the South.
Yeah, but it's just a reverse driving Miss Daisy.
Okay, so it's not just me. I'm not bugging.
No.
I didn't see the movie.
I didn't either. That's the thing, and I'm not gonna.
Well, the concept to me seemed dope, But the movie had the controversy was like white people involved in the production.
No, it's just one of those makes white people feel good stories. That's all. How all the division is in the past, and a white person sees the value in one black person. Essentially, the Late Show with Steph Myers did a really great skit making fun of white savior movies, and that's what this is.
That's the reason why I avoid every slave movie. I don't care. I'm like, I don't want to see any of those 40 Years a Slave. I don't want to see any of that, man. Like, fuck out of here with that.
It's 12, but still.
Hey,
500 technically.
But, because there's a specific person's story, like they ended up being a slave for 12 years, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to see Chris Maloney as the white savior.
Yeah, like that. It's always, it does somewhat take away any oomph of any black character in the story taking on their own struggle and fighting their own fight, because then there's a white person that goes and no, they're okay, they're my friend, so we're gonna be nice. I'm like, why do you need to be friends with a black person to treat all black people nice?
Well, this is one of the reasons why Finding Forrester is one of my favorite movies. It wasn't a white savior movie.
No.
The
black dude guessed the white dude's secret, and the white dude was like, you know what, I'm gonna support your writing.
Yeah,
because you had.
This was a student mentor story, and it race wasn't really a super heavy issue. It wasn't the most important issue in it. No. It was the relationship between
punch the keys, boy. Punch the damn keys.
It was the relationship between a mentor and his student.
Yes,
and sometimes it's like when you're telling a story that's more now. If that's essentially what we always ever want to be represented in stories, where you just tell our story. It doesn't have to necessarily be a black thing, but if you are gonna make it a black thing, make it a black thing. If you're gonna make it a story that predominantly surrounds around race, especially if you're going to go on to the struggles of black people in America, then you need to tell that story from their perspective. Don't tell it from the perspective of an outsider. That's not what you need to do. If you're going to tell their story through their eyes, not through, I'm really getting tired of movies that show black excellence through the lens of white eyes.
Okay, I can see that. Movies well, we got the black star, but he just needs a shot. So it's going to be the white executive that, brings them up to, this new league, or they recruited this black student who's great at, football, but they're also struggling in life. I'm going to take them to this other school where they can shine, stuff like that.
Oh, what the hell is that movie with Sandra Bullock?
Blindside?
Is that the one with the football player?
Yeah. Yeah, he said that's not how that went down at all. He's like, and I could read, thank you very much, and I played football. I understood how the game worked.
He's like, I got locked out of my apartment once. They made it seem like I was homeless, and needed what?
Yeah,
because it doesn't sound like that unless you have to you know what I mean?
Because there's a certain essentially they infantile black characters, so that they need a white person to lift them up. Yeah. And it's no, we're fine. We can do that just as long as you get out the way and remove all the unpleasant roadblocks that you've put in my way. I can rise fine.
What was I forget who I was listening to, but they were, someone was saying, he's like, it's we're surprised to see LeBron James' son excel. And he was like, well, wow. No, you shouldn't be surprised. It's he has the same opportunity everybody else does, all the other rich white people does. Yeah. So yeah, if you put everything on an even playing field, people are gonna excel.
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
It's wow.
I'm just here.
Who'd have thunk it?
Right?
I'm just here.
You give everybody the exact same shot, and they all will perform to the best of their abilities.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. That has been my thing for the last 2 months. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
That's fine.
It's do you care?
No.
How did this start?
I don't know.
It was a regular show, and then
y'all think Black Widow and Cap fucked?
Black Widow and Captain America?
Yeah.
No. I think she wanted to. I think she presented it, and I think he had too much of that 1950s. Look, somehow I'm gonna get Peggy Young again mentality.
I don't think that'd be the reason why they wouldn't. I just think they probably are too good of like work friends to like go there. Like, because Supremely, like during the arc where she's like his main backup in stories, like they trust each other so implicably.
No, I don't mean the comic books. I mean the movie.
Oh, in the movie, no, still no.
See, I think
honestly, I have a hard time believing Captain America had sex ever.
Okay. So I know he's had sex in the comic books.
Okay, fine, but I mean,
I think
to portray it in the movie though.
So I think he had sex I think they had sex. I was doing an article on.
I do not think they did. Okay.
I was doing an article and and I was looking up some old like clips and I found this clip of when they were all trying to lift the hammer, and Steve Rogers and Bruce Banner were having a conversation. And he said something about, like, he's like, I've been up close and personal with her flirting. And I was like, okay, all right, I see what you get there. And he was,
I don't think that's what he meant. I meant it that way.
So, no, he didn't mean it that way. But 5 years is a long fucking time after, everyone's here seen Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 years is a long time to, like, you know what I mean? I think they got it at least once.
You know, I have plenty of male friends I've never had sex with.
That's fine. So what happens when, like, the love of your life is, like, snapped out of existence? And
she was already dead.
Huh?
She was already dead.
On Peggy?
Yeah, Peggy was already dead.
But Black Widow, like, so the Hulk went and did whatever the fuck he did and left, like, Black Widow. So, and, like, now it's just, like...
He's out there partying with Jeff Goldblum, you know?
Yeah, and, like, now he's... I mean, but even after that, like, the whole... That, and then there was the time when he was after Infinity War, I was like, huh. They got close and they did the damn thing.
I don't know. I just think their friendship is a platonic one and it just didn't come up.
Well, the whole thing was, I feel like there was reason that they would present that they wouldn't. And my reason, for Cap at least, was Peggy Carter still being a thing. And Cap
he was never not. But he did make out with her niece, though.
That was more, she was aggressive and she was there.
And that's why I think Black Widow got it. That's why I think she was just one day, she was just like, look, it's been a while. You've probably never had any. Let's just do it.
I think between them, she was like that hypersexual friend that really did just have like the platonic relationship where he was just like, oh.
That's the thing. She doesn't come off hypersexual to me at all. The only time she comes off that way is when she's working.
Yeah.
I think
like when she's working, she'll turn it on for a dude because she's trying to get something out of him. But any other time, she's very
easily played.
She's very like low key and very like in a very neutral attitude most of the time.
No, you're saying she's
she's really dry. Wit wise, like
yeah.
She's not for all their shenanigans most of the time. Like in the first Avengers movie when Tony was like, I'm bringing the party to you. And she's like,
that's not a party.
I don't see how that's a party. Like, well, so that's why I think it's less likely because sex in a certain way has been part of her job. So I
agree. But I think one lonely night.
You think okay, so was it Cap?
I think you just want to believe this. I feel like this is in your personal fan fiction.
No. He needs this to be true. He needs it to be true.
No, what was that?
I mean, we need two hot superheroes to bang it out. Sure, fine, okay.
No, I don't need them to bang it out.
One of my favorite like horrible memes is the one with her and Hulk where they use those the clips of them looking at each other.
Oh yeah, I've seen
that from Age of Ultron. And it's just like, she looks at Hulk, and then he looks back, she gets that worried look, he smiles, and then the next frame is just smashing.
It's like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, man.
I'm just saying.
Funny enough, you know what? That reminds me of a character I would love for one day for them to introduce into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hulk? No, his wife.
The Hulk dick? Oh, his wife?
Mm-hmm.
Whose wife? Hulk's?
Yeah.
Betty Ross?
During Planet Hulk.
Oh,
yeah.
Scar's mother.
Yeah, no, I want that one. She banged the Hulk. No, she's a badass.
Did you see the one? I think it was.
Like she wasn't with him as Banner. She was with him as the Hulk. Always.
Yep. What about Elastic Woman? She could take.
I mean. Maybe
it's crossing universes,
but I still really want to see her show up somewhere. Like I want her to appear because when she had an awesome character design, it's most likely that a black woman will play her just because of her general facial features. And I'm like, we could get a black chick for this one. And she's like buff and super powerful, and like she legit can fight toe to toe with the Hulk. Like that is awesome.
So she rocked his shit.
You just want to see like a Bonnie and Clyde story.
Maybe. I don't know. That'd be awesome, but I would love for her to show up somewhere along the line. Like, since they're doing more intergalactic stories, most likely in the next phase, because you're going to have more Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And since you're introducing space-based characters like Captain Marvel, and eventually they're going to probably bring in Adam Warlock, like,
they're not doing Adam Warlock.
They showed it. It's going to come.
They messed that up.
That's
so
later.
Hard.
And besides, they've put up that the Sovereigns eventually, now that they're not unsnapped, we're eventually going to come at Peter for the shenanigans Rocket pulled in the last Guardians movie. Like, they did the whole, I will get my vengeance, and showed the sarcophagus. So if they bother, then... You
know what my fear there, though, is? My fear there, though, is since they've shown that, and since they've opened it up to the cosmic world, they could screw it up the same way the comics screwed it up. One of the main reasons I didn't read cosmic comics, even though in DC I'm loving like Green Lantern stories. They go on other planets, they meet in other societies, different laws and shit. That's cool as fuck. I didn't get into Marvel's cosmic universe because they do stuff like Living Tribunal and stuff, and now we're having court cases in space. I'm like,
technically,
court cases.
Technically, DC did that too.
They got everyone's Shakespearean and. Got Prince Valiant haircuts.
I'm sorry, I have to get this out. It sounds like an 80s movie. Court cases in space!
You joke, but that's what it is. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong on any level. I will say, though, the woman you're talking about in Planet Hulk, I'm willing to bet money she ends up in Guardians of the Galaxy and her and Thor get it on.
I'd be okay with that. Like, I just want the character to show up just because I like that character. Like, I liked her characterization in Planet Hulk. I even liked the ghost version of her that you show later when you're following Scar around. Like
Kaira.
Kaira. Spell.
Caira. Kaira?
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
Kaira?
That sounds right.
At least that's... Kaira. Think Klingon. Not the language, the people. Kaira.
I mean, then you think Russian.
Nah.
No, seriously, Klingon is based off Russian.
No, it's not. Klingon based off Viking.
Those are both like root-based Slavic languages.
You gonna tell me Vikings are based off Russians? Really?
No, I'm saying that they
came like
before. A lot. Northern Europe is really interconnected because they went to everybody else's shit.
All right, well,
and when they went and took over people, they had the locals adapt their alphabet and their number system. Because honestly, when Vikings came to places, they restructured their government that worked better sometimes. Most of the time.
But, still ain't nobody giving me props now.
Hey, look, I always give ups to Vikings really aren't a culture as a job, but for the Slavic
modern day bikers now.
Yeah,
so,
you for the ancient Slavic tribes,
going to be responsible for Congress.
They're one of the few but they're really legit one of the few Northern Europe societies that punished violating a woman hard. Yeah. No, you rape somebody, you gonna die. Their family has the right to kill you.
Wasn't that half the job, going to other villages?
Yeah, but you don't touch their women. But if you're under their government, then you're protected like any of their other citizens.
She does have a lot of black features.
See? I'd like to see
maybe it's also because I hear Cree Summer whenever I think of her, because that's who did her voice in Planet Hulk.
Oh.
Cree Summer. The voice of every black female character ever.
Come on, how did that happen?
Also, she was on that show, A Different World.
You know Cree Summer.
She was the hippie girl.
The first thing I thought about was it must be.
Think of the voice of Susie from Rugrats. Think of the voice of Foxy
every
Brown.
other black character.
Penny from Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah. The main character from both.
I had the biggest crush on her when I was young.
She didn't do it for me.
Superfly.
I was all about Whitley. That was my mistake.
I love Jennifer Grey still looks really good.
No, she does. Jasmine
Guy. I don't know why I said Jennifer. Jasmine.
Don't you disrespect my lady?
Y'all ever seen Dead Like Me?
Yes. Come on, brother. She She was bad ass.
I love that one scene where she goes, with all due respect, sir, I will fuck you up.
You know what? You know, my slightly older black woman personally is always gonna, well, she's black.
Bassett?
No. Like, Angela Bassett, yes. But my number one, Gina Torres.
Yo, I love me some Gina. Yo, I want to see Gina. I thought if it wasn't Angela Bassett, I wanted Gina Torres to play Storm. Just for someone who has that presence. You know who I wanted? Who I know I can't get because she's played a different character in the MCU at this point? Lupita Nyong'o.
As Storm?
Yes. So bad. She's Kenyan. She has a Kenyan accent. I don't have to worry about a bad Kenyan accent in my ears.
I know. At least I know where I am from. Shut up!
No. What happens to a frog when it gets hit by lightning?
I just want to point out. Okay.
Same thing
that
happens.
You were the one who told me about that. How that
Yeah.
scene was supposed. And let me tell you, even without the context of that, a better actress could have pulled that role. Could have pulled that off.
No
Like,
doubt.
can you
That's
picture
still bad,
Angela Bassett, like, with the look on her face, like you know, we know what happened with it. Like that, like. It was just so. It was so dry.
You know who I would like to see, and I know
her accent was so bad too.
She was nowhere near age appropriate at the time, but I've yet to see anyone act. I've yet to see anyone act it as good as she would have, because I've seen her do that almost exact same scene. It's different characters. Why am I blanking on the name? I love her, Foxy Brown. Coffee.
Pam Grier.
Thank you. Yes, Pam Grier.
Oh my god.
She's still
she would have
sexy.
given it like no, not what you know what happens to it. No, she'd have been like, you know what happens to it.
Yeah, exactly.
She went for that role.
She'd have done like God, and then like kicked him a little and some shit. Came back and like stabbed him with a pick from her hair,
Like,
the razor she was keeping under her tongue.
Anybody? I know she's
Pam Grier was a bad.
Remains
a bad mother.
There's a part of me that really just want to show up to the Torres/Fishburne house and just have fun with both of them. Because I used to have a huge crush on Lawrence Fishburne, like when he was in School Days.
Before the Matrix. Wait, School Days, yeah, because he had that like daddy hair. He had that like salt and pepper.
No, you're thinking of the wrong movie. You're thinking of the wrong movie.
School Days.
No, you're thinking of the wrong movie. That's what he's thinking of.
Oh, okay. Then damn, how did he look in School Days? He didn't have that.
No, he was supposed to be a college student in School Days.
He didn't have the chin strap.
Oh no, he did have the
Yeah.
what you call it? No, I think he had a goatee then. He had a goatee.
You know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get
But are you about to?
Yeah, Reed Richards salt and pepper going on.
No.
Yeah.
Also, I do find it funny that they had him playing older men back then when he wasn't that old.
Yeah, he was like 20. He was like 26.
Like when he was in oh god, what Boys in the Hood? He played Cuba Gooding's father. I'm like.
I think that's why they made the joke in Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, are you even a full 10 years older than Cuba Gooding Jr.? Like,
oh god,
he got that look though. Yeah, that
Dude
look
played,
and the voice. Yeah,
he played what the fuck is his name? Ike Turner.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
He played Ike Turner when he was like 18.
Man, to be fair,
No.
though, put anyone in those.
You know my favorite role he ever played?
Morpheus.
Mostly because this is the first thing I ever saw him in, and I will never ever forget it.
Oh god,
wait.
Cowboy Curtis.
Oh god, yeah, no, Cowboy Larry. Cowboy Larry.
No, Larry was the
Curtis.
name he was acting under. No, Curtis.
Curtis.
He was acting under Larry at the time though, because he decided to change it later.
Lawrence.
I mean, Lawrence still sound better.
That's what I remember from
That's
the Jerry Curl.
why Samuel L. went from being Sam to Samuel L.
Also because it differentiates his name because that's actually not an uncommon name.
SAG Awards. Yeah.
You know Michael Keaton's real name?
Yes. Michael Jackson. Nah, I'm kidding. No, his name is I do know it because he was a fan of Diane Keaton, which is why he changed it. Michael Douglas. Yeah.
Changed his name.
That happens all the time. Natalie Portman. What's her real name?
Natalie Portwine.
Evie. E-V. Of course it is.
I think her real last name is like Schlossberg or something to that effect.
Schlossberg.
Oh no, it's really, really Jewish. It's
okay. Eisenstein.
Yeah, like she has.
Actually, yeah. When they changed the name, if you look at the real name, sometimes there was reason. And Super Dave Osborne was Albert Brooks' brother. And his name was, I don't remember his first name was Dave. Last name was Einstein. So you look at Albert Brooks.
Herschlag.
Real name.
Yeah.
Herschlag Einstein? That's terrible.
No, that's Natalie Portman's last name.
Oh,
I knew it was something like either a Schlag or a Berg. I was like, I know it's something in that wheelhouse. It's one of those names that is a mouthful to say.
Oh, okay. Well, the Professional co-starring Natalie Herschlag.
Yeah.
That wouldn't...
Portman a little easier to say?
A little bit, yeah. But
Americanize that shit.
Essentially, a lot of people change their names.
Albert Brooks' real name is Albert Einstein. His parents were fucking with him, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, then that just perfectly set him up for life, didn't it, though?
Yeah.
Albert Einstein, it's just like, nah, he want to stop taking them punches.
I mean, my name is super easy. Like, I don't have to change anything. Like you see, like, Mark Anthony Lynch.
You know what? I thought my name was super easy, but I've spent the entirety of my life with people mispronouncing my name.
To join the club.
Like, yeah, but
what?
Your name is pronounced exactly how it's spelled. So is mine.
My name is Patrice Stefan Bodnav.
To be fair,
that name growing up in America.
Your name is very French.
Yeah.
Like, you have a very French root name.
Which was like now,
and this is not a language
now,
that...
As an adult with this voice, everyone's like, oh, that's sexy. As a kid, yeah, whatever, Pat Rice. Whatever, Pat Rice, you want to give me some stuff, Pat? I'm like, yo, fuck you. And I was a skinny kid, so I couldn't, I couldn't box with these, overly random white kids. They want to target something on the one black kid in the class somehow every time, every year, in every elementary school. So when they can't pick on you for being black because the kids will come at you, because the teachers will come at them, they'll find something else. It's like, what are we going to do? Well, his name is funny. Let's get that. I'm like, yo, man, this is bad scene. So yeah, I know, I feel your pain is what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, no. But I've heard some really weird pronunciations. I don't even understand how they've gotten there. Like, I've been called Shauna. I've been called Shane. I've been called...
I don't get how you...
Sheena.
The general ballpark.
Yeah, no, anything with an S and an N somewhere in it, and they're like...
I mean, the worst I've gotten is...
Shantae. Like, why are you adding letters that aren't there?
The worst I got, there was one dude I used to work with who called me Mike.
That's not even close.
For 10 years.
Mark.
I just let it happen. I was just like, whatever. And one day, he had said it, and someone called me Mark, and he was like, your name is Mark? I go, yeah. He goes, I've been calling you Mike. I was like, I just didn't care, dude.
I have had that. You got to correct him at least once. He probably wasn't being a dick. He may have not heard you the first time or something.
He wasn't being a dick.
And you let it go, though. I mean, I had a dude do that to me. I called him Mike for a year. His name was Adam. Yeah. Friends, too, so it's like we're hanging out.
Look, I've had friends who I legit didn't know their names for months. I had to figure out ways to get them to write down their names so I would know what it was.
Oh, no. A way I get around that is you introduce someone else to them.
Yeah, or that.
You say, and this is the person I know's name, and let them introduce themselves. And then they'll get the name back.
See, but this was also back in the day when people still wrote their numbers down, like on you wrote, tear off a piece of paper, wrote down your number to give to your friend situation.
Writing something down, like I've started actually physically putting pen to paper. It
helps you remember.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going with that. Like actually, now when I write something down, it's like actually seeing myself physically do this. It's easier for me to remember it. So now I've started writing things out and then putting it in the computer.
So you write the phone numbers. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't even do that.
I don't remember phone numbers. I'm way out the game for that.
I'm
10 years removed from the game, man.
I only remember I still remember my old phone number from 6 years ago, but it's either that or my mother's phone number. That's all I remember. I don't remember my husband's number. I remember my daughter's number. I don't remember my sister's number. I remember my mom's number, and that's it. And it's only because she's had the same phone number for 15 years.
Emergency contacts. My wife, my best friend, my job, my grandmother. Those are the ones I remember.
I know none of those.
But I should know at least my husband's number because we live in the same house.
Well, you don't remember because you live in the same house.
I know. I don't why would I call him? Am I in a hurry to talk to him already? No. He's just there.
What if you're out in the woods hiking?
You're not going to have reception.
Do I look
like reception?
I'd be out in the woods hiking randomly by myself? I really... Of all that you've known
I'm just going off random commercials I've seen.
I'm just saying...
Brightburn starts.
Yeah, see, I'm not... No.
Bird Box. We was out there and suddenly...
Essentially what Zack Snyder wanted for Superman. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I
can't wait for it.
He did Man of Steel.
Fucking
no, because Because it's supposed to be like
Brightburn.
Yeah, Brightburn is supposed to it's supposed to be like
evil Superman.
Yeah, like what would happen if he wasn't?
Have you seen it? Have you seen the trailer for it?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, you should totally watch the trailer.
For what?
I'm about to show you.
Brightburn is essentially a perversion on the Superman story.
They're doing Red Sun?
Like, only there's no actual Red Sun. The super character is just kind of evil.
Oh, okay, so not quite Hancock.
No. Like, think of Superman with flipped morals.
Alright. Brightburn. You got them eyes. Oh, it's a Superboy Prime story.
Kinda?
More evil. I don't know. We haven't seen this. We can't say more evil.
Superboy Prime is like incel with Superman's powers.
Did you see the Swamp Thing trailer? That just came out yesterday.
I haven't seen it yet.
For the
Is it a movie or a show?
No, show for the DC streaming.
Thing? Yeah. I just need to get my free trial.
I know. I was trying to wait until they finish the third season of Young Justice. Yeah, like after they finish the current season of Young Justice, I might do the free trial just so I can just marathon through that real quick.
I need to do something because I've seen the first 6 episodes of season 1, and then I've seen a bunch of episodes of season 3. I was like, dear God, this is amazing.
Yeah, so much show. Like, I watched the new season, well, all that there was to the new season that came out on the DC platform, because I've been bootlegging it hard body. That and Titans, because I was really curious what they were going to do with that.
I heard
better than I thought it was going to be.
I've heard some people say it was really good. I heard some people say it was really bad. I've heard some people say it's okay.
I'm going to say both it's okay and it's really good. It depends on what you're looking for. I still think it's kind of weird that they chose the Teen Titans to do such a dark story with, but it's not badly done. I really wish they would change Starfire's clothes, but other than that.
We did, me and Hobby did an episode of my show. We talked about that, like all the negative shit she was getting.
Yeah, I felt bad for that. I was like, that's
actually, I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, but I wrote an article about toxic fans are ruining stuff like that. And it started with all the negative stuff people were saying about Sasha Banks. But it was like, you don't know what's going on behind scenes, so maybe you shouldn't be calling her a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? And then it was like, then I hit up a couple of writers and they were talking, and I asked them, like, what's some of the worst things you've ever heard? Kelly Thompson, who does Jessica Jones, West Coast Avengers, and she did Hawkeye. She was talking about how she goes, the most common ones are, people tell me to go kill myself, or get raped, or they want to kill me, then rape me. Some combination of the two.
Why is there always rape involved when you're threatening a woman? Like, what is that?
Because people are trash. And they go for what they think is going to hurt the person the most. You know what I mean? Like
bitch, get over it. 1 in 4 women have been sexually assaulted in their life. You are not ending anybody's anything.
Which is disgusting in itself.
It is, but it's what we deal with. So it's at the same time, it's like, you ain't threatening me with something I don't already deal with every day.
You know how it fucked my head up? Having a conversation with my wife a couple of years ago, and we were talking about, like, right around the time the Me Too movement started, and we were talking about it, and she was explaining that, like breaking it down to me. She goes, "You'll be shocked how many females you know who are sexually assaulted and just
in some way or another." Like,
yeah, and just won't even. And like my homegirl, and like a lot of it happens in college. It happened to my homegirl in college.
It happened to me in middle school. Ugh. On my bus by other kids my age.
That's fucking gross.
This is why I'm telling my girlfriend, like, if we ever actually have children, first thing we teach them, she takes like Krav Maga, and she wants to put them in like martial arts. I'm like, no, you teach them to box first. Like, the first thing is, like, you don't learn techniques and proper ways. You learn just to hit and inflict pain as quickly as possible.
My husband taught my daughters how to do holds and submission moves.
I mean, why not?
That's all well and good.
Like when she was like 3.
To make those effective.
Oh no, my daughter is very, very strong. She's like built like Serena Williams with no exercise. I don't know what the hell. She had a 6-pack as a baby.
I don't know
what the fuck were you eating?
Kind of Enfamil you giving the child?
For real?
No, she was breastfed.
Again, that's my question. What were you eating? What the
You got a whole business there in the waiting.
She takes after her father. Her father's very naturally muscular, even without working out. He's naturally a very muscular person.
Because y'all can put muscle milk out of business.
And so my younger daughter isn't as muscular as the older one. So the older one, very much so.
Right,
like she's, like, she is very muscular.
Oh shit!
All right. So,
should we get to the show?
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, now we are out of time. We will talk about that in the post show, but now we got to close out. This has been the Geek-Down. I've been Pat B. I want to thank Shayna, baddest B in the room. I want to thank Old Man Wade. And I want to thank you, wonderful viewers, for tuning in again for another awesome Geek-Down. Remember, you can check us out at geek-down.com. Also, if you heard anything tonight you want to chime in on, hit us up at geekdownradio@gmail.com. Or, find us on social media. We're on Facebook /The Geek-Down. We're on Twitter @The Geek-Down. SoundCloud, Geek-Down. iTunes, find us. Just type in The Geek-Down. First result will come. Dude, we are all over the spectrum. You can't get rid of us. You on Instagram, send us some snapshots. We will catch you all next time.
Damn it, Wade.